me again, Joel, your Bisaya reader. Welcome to another video, and for today I'm going to finally recommend you books under historical fiction genre. So we'll start with the very first recommendation under historical fiction genre. And I think everyone really knows this book, and this is a kind of famous one, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn. This is an adult historical fiction, and I've read this way back in 2018. And if you're looking for an adult historical fiction that has a really great and very memorable main character, I highly suggest you to pick this one up. And also the writing style of it. Taylor Jenkins Reid is superb. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is we're following Evelyn Hugo, our main character, as she is trying to tell us her life story, and the book is divided into 7 parts, and each part is based on 7 husbands. So you can see it's 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Aside from Evelyn Hugo, there's really a lot of side characters that are really noteworthy to follow. Read this book if, again, you're looking for a very memorable or a main character that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. Great writing style by the author, and also a very emotional read. And also if you're looking for a historical fiction book that will teach you a lot of lessons in life, read Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. If you've heard a lot of good things about this book, those things that you've heard about this book that are really great are real. You need to read this as soon as possible. The next historical fiction book that I'm going to recommend to you guys is another adult category, and this is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Again, this is also very hype, and a lot of people have been talking about this book. I was one of those people who were really intrigued why this book is getting a lot of hype, so I picked this one up. I was really happy to read this. Actually, I read this a couple of weeks ago. This is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, her debut novel, and we are following our main character named Kaya. This book, we are following Kaya. She tries to live all by herself in the marshland in North Carolina because her parents abandoned her, her older brothers and sisters abandoned her, so she was forced by the age of 6 and 7 years old to live all by herself in the marsh. She does not know how to read, to write, she doesn't have any friends, she don't know how to socialize, but she is a really smart girl. This is a very character driven, and what I really love about this book is that there's a ingredient of mystery thriller, because there's a murder mystery at the beginning of the book, and we're trying to really know who killed who and what are the motivations of the killer. So it definitely improves the pacing of the book. But regardless of that, if we're going to take it away that mystery thriller vibe for the book and just focus on the character and the story, it's still going to be a really great story. It's a really great book. Kaya and the main character, it was just superb. Read this one. It's really good. The next historical fiction book that I'm going to present to you is under, again, adult category, and this is All the Light We Cannot See. All the Light We Cannot See is a historical fiction book where it's set in World War II, and we are following our 2 main characters. There's 2 perspectives that we're following here in the story. One from Antoinette, Mary Antoinette, I forgot her name, Mary Laure. She's a blind French girl, and the other one is Warner, a young German soldier. It's an alternating multiple perspective, 2 perspective, one for each main characters, and this one is really heartbreaking. It is really cinematic and atmospheric, but one thing that I really love about this book is that, aside from its it has a really great story, is the writing style. The author, Anthony Doerr, actually won the Pulitzer Prize for this back in 2014 and 2015 because of his writing style mainly, and you're going to understand that why he won the Pulitzer Prize when you're going to read the book. You're going to notice the chapters were really short, and it definitely improves the pacing of the story, because generally we know that historical fiction can be a little bit dragging and really slow when it comes to the pacing, but in this one it is still slow, but it's not as slow as what I expected, mainly because of the writing style of Anthony Doerr and the amount of research he did to make this book happen. It really shows in the book. The next book I'm going to present to you is going to be probably the most tragic historical fiction that I read in my entire life, and this is going to be Kristin Hanna's The Nightingale. This is very similar to All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, because this is also set in World War II, between the war between Germany and France. But in this book, we're also following 2 main characters, but this time not a boy and a girl, but two mature women. They're sisters. They're completely different one. Their motivations in the story are completely different. We have the first one of the sister, the older one. She's a mother also, so her motivations is completely different to the younger sister. Since she's a mother, she needs to consider the welfare of her children. And the other one, the younger sister, she's a young one, and she does not have a family, and she is really she has a lot of energy in her. You can really see there the difference of the motivations of the two main characters, which for me was really great because by doing that, the author was able to paint a picture of these two characters in the minds of the readers, and it ended up making these characters really memorable and really unforgettable. And one thing I really love about this book, and one thing that really stood out for me in this book, is the story. It's really tragic. It's probably one of the, again, I'm going to mention the most tragic historical fiction I've read in my entire life. Out of those few books that I presented to you a while ago, this is the most tragic one, also the most emotional one. Some people are saying that they've been crying for this, but I did not cry, but I can see why people were crying. You need to pick this one up. And yeah, we're down to the last book for this video, and the very last book I'm going to recommend to you guys. You need to pick under historical fiction category. And actually, I've been wanting to film this historical fiction recommendation videos for a very long time now, but the main reason why I did not film it is because of this book, The City of Thieves. This is already my second copy of The City of Thieves. My first copy I got it 8 years ago, but it got lost because one of my friends borrowed it and never returned it to me. That was the red edition one where there's a chicken, but I finally got another copy. It's a mass paperback, but I'm not going to complain because this is an all-time favorite book of mine. I read this way back in 2012 when I was still in college, 8 years ago. I really love this book. City of Thieves by David Benioff. And before we proceed, in case you don't know, David Benioff is the screenplay writer of Game of Thrones. So City of Thieves is, we're following our two main characters. They are a French young man and a young German soldier slash spy, and they met each other in a cell, holding cell in France, and then they were supposed to be executed, but the commander gave them a chance to live if they're going to hunt for 1 dozen chicken eggs within a week, because the general's daughter is about to celebrate her birthday and they need to bake a cake, and in order for them to bake a cake they need eggs. So they feed the two main characters, and these two main characters embark into a journey of hunting eggs. And imagine you're going to hunt an egg in a world where it's really chaotic, in a war zone, in where people are dying from starvation, or people are dying and then just rely to cannibalism because they don't have anything to eat. And here you are, two guys doing a very impossible mission, looking for 12 eggs in the middle of a war zone. And what I really love about this book is that these two main characters are really young. It's actually a coming of age story where these two main characters have really big dreams, and just really looking forward for the future. But the world was really so unfair, was really harsh for them. It's a coming of age story in a world of two guys in a world where the worst tomorrow is waiting for them. It's really heartbreaking also, but at the same time very atmospheric and very cinematic. While reading this one, I always imagined this as a movie. This is a must read, and I am really surprised that this book is really underrated. There's not a lot of people out there who's been talking about this book. This book deserves more hype. This book deserves more readers. You need to check and read this one. It's a must read. It's really short. It's actually a young adult category, not an adult one. So it's definitely right in your alley if you really love young adult books. So yeah, there is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. My name again is Joel, and I know I need a haircut as soon as possible. But anyways, I finally made my historical fiction book recommendations. I hope you did like this video. Subscribe, share, leave some comments down below. If you've read some of the books I presented in this video, please, what do you think about them? Just no spoilers. And what are also your favorite historical fiction books, or your most recommended must read or highly recommended historical fiction books? Just leave it in the comment section below, so that other people who are watching this video and checking on the comments will be able to see it and also read your recommendations. Thank you so much, guys. My name is Joel, your Bisaya reader, and keep safe, and see you on my next video. Bye bye.